The document on screen outlines the Common Recruitment Examination, or CRE-5. This is a centralized testing platform designed to fill Group B and C non-faculty positions. This single exam acts as a gateway for 32 different government medical institutes across India. Aiims New Delhi organizes the test, but their authority stops there. They do not set the hiring policies, eligibility criteria, or service conditions for the other organizations. This creates a specific structural hurdle. You take one unified examination, but you apply under 32 separate sets of recruitment rules. A passing score in the exam is meaningless if you do not meet the exact local requirements of the specific institute you want to join. The centralized test is simply a filtering mechanism. The actual barriers to employment are the localized, decentralized rules of each individual hospital or institute. A common operational mistake candidates make is assuming that receiving an admit card means they have been vetted and approved for the job. The registration portal generates admit cards automatically, based entirely on the self-reported data submitted during sign-up. No human verifies these documents before the test date. Section 7 of the recruitment document explicitly states that the admit card is released without any verification of eligibility. Sitting for the exam does not guarantee your final appointment. This lack of pre-screening extends to current government and public sector employees who are required to obtain a no-objection certificate, or NOC, from their current employer. If you are currently employed in a government role and fail to upload the NOC by the stipulated deadline, your application is voided, regardless of your test score. The system tests your knowledge first and verifies your credentials later. The burden of proving your eligibility rests entirely on you during the final document verification stage. Every eligibility metric in this process is anchored to a single crucial date, July 3, 2026. Your age, your educational degrees, and your required years of experience are calculated exactly as they stand on that specific day. For candidates applying under reserved categories like OBC non-creamy layer or economically weaker sections, the documentation rules become heavily restricted. Looking at the EWS requirements, the certificate must evaluate your income from the financial year 2025 to 2026. It must also be physically issued within a strict 3-month window between April 1, 2026 and the crucial date of July 3, 2026. A certificate dated March 31st or July 4th is rejected, resulting in the cancellation of your reserved category status. Candidates who do not have a valid certificate during registration must upload their previous certificate, alongside an official acknowledgement slip proving they applied for a renewal. Navigating this precise documentation timeline is effectively the first phase of the examination. The computer-based test consists of 100 multiple-choice questions to be completed in 90 minutes. 80 of those questions focus heavily on your specific technical domain. There is a negative marking penalty of 1/4 point for every incorrect answer. The exam interface divides those 90 minutes into 5 distinct sections, each strictly timed at 18 minutes. You can only view and answer questions in the currently active block. Once those 18 minutes elapse, the interface permanently seals that section and pushes you forward to the next one. You cannot bank unused time from an easy section to apply to a harder one, and you cannot return to review skipped questions. This forces a compartmentalized testing strategy, where you must resolve every question within its isolated time constraint. For persons with benchmark disabilities, the rules provide a compensatory time extension of 20 minutes for every hour of testing. Candidates can opt to bring their own scribe or request one directly from the Aiims examination section. The scribe's educational qualification must be at least one step below the minimum criteria for the specific test. Explanation or interpretation of questions is strictly prohibited. The scribe's only function is to read the text aloud and execute mouse clicks. These parameters ensure the test exclusively measures the candidate's independent technical knowledge. Clearing the minimum required score on the computer test moves you into the allocation phase. During this period, qualified candidates log back into the portal to rank the specific participating institutes they want to work for. The guidelines state that any candidate who fails to exercise their choice and preference within the allotted window will not be considered for selection. If you are eligible for posts at 10 institutes, but only rank 3 of them, you remove yourself from consideration at the other 7 entirely. Final seat allocation requires actively matching your test results with your specific eligibility across the available organizations. Securing a position through CRE5 requires auditing your document dates, adapting to the strict 18-minute locked sections, and managing your institute preferences. All of these elements hinge on the July 3rd deadline, which serves as the cutoff for every qualification. Completing the CRE5 demands procedural awareness alongside your domain expertise.